Hello, I am Dr. L. L is in libation. Today we're going to discuss the category of gin.
I'm a man, so I drink whiskey.
This timeless spirit spans history all the way from the Royal British Navy to the master mixologist Jerry Thomas to the award-winning author F. Scott Fitzgerald to the fictional character of James Bond to the 1993 classic Snoop Dogg song Gin and Juice. The only way to drink a gin is as a dry martini. Some classic cocktails include Negroni, Martinez, Vespa, Ramos, Gin Fizz, French 75, Gin Ricky, Bee's Knees, and the White Lady. In reality, there are quite a few styles of gin that then give way to many styles of cocktails. But first, what is gin? A gin is defined as a neutral grain spirit that has been infused with juniper berries. A vodka can be defined by its clarity and ability to showcase the grains that were used to make it. A gin can now take that crisp, clean, neutral grain spirit and infuse other flavors into it to create something entirely unique and somewhat more bold. London Dry Gin. London Dry Gin is known for its juniper botanicals. However, it is a bit of a misnomer. Yes, it is a dry spirit. However, it may be made anywhere in the world, regardless of the title.
Say what?
Plymouth Gin. Not only is it a style of gin, as well as a brand, Plymouth Gin may only be made in Plymouth Port area and is known for its citrusy, natural earthiness. The ship featured on the logo of Plymouth Gin is a representation of a ship that notoriously departed from the Plymouth Port area and landed on what is known as Plymouth Rock, or as you may know it, the Mayflower. Navy Strength Gin. This gin is analogous to cask strength whiskey. It is a style of London Dry Gin or even Plymouth Gin, however it is served at a much higher proof. This gin was assigned to Royal British Navy for decades and was a mandatory part of Navy manifests. Old Tom Gin is known for its sweetness and frequent barrel aging. This gin is rumored to have received its name from a dispensary that, after a new legislation was passed about gin because of the gin craze, began accepting coins in exchange for a portion of gin that was to be expelled from the tail of a metal cat, almost as a gin vending machine. And the grandfather of them all, Genever. This spirit, much like champagne, is region-specific and cannot be made anywhere else in the world. It must be made in the Netherlands. Once called Dutch Courage, this spirit is supposedly brought to England and then redefined as what we know as London Dry today. For simplicity's sake, we will forego speaking of Geneva for the rest of this lesson. What we have learned are the categories of gin. London Dry, having a subcategory of Navy Strength that is shared with Plymouth Gin. On its own, we have Old Tom Gin, but interlocking all of these is International or New Wave Gin. With this new style of gin, we are seeing a veritable bouquet of different ingredients that is taking us farther away from the London gin style, making it a more approachable beverage for an introductory gin drinker.
I'll have a Manhattan.
Martinez.
Martinez?